Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the OK Grognard Show. It is Tuesday, August 18th, 2020, 9:30 a.m. Central in beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. It's Cartography and World Building Day. We're going to take a look at some online generators. You know, I have it up there as world building, but we're going to be looking as much at mapping generators as any other kind of generator, so maybe it's fair to say this is both cartography and world building. I don't know. Probably. Dungen. D-U-N-G-E-N. This might be, and this is a new incarnation of it that I've got a screenshot of here. I generated one right away just to fill out the page. Otherwise, it's fairly blank when you go there. But Dungen was one of the earlier generators that was online. And it was pretty simple back in the day. I mean, we're talking late 1990s, maybe as old as that. Early 2000s at the least, but I think late 1990s, because I remember in some fairly early internet days playing in some online play-by-post D&D games, and I seem to recall people utilizing early versions of Dungen as a thing. I don't know. I pop over onto frequently asked questions. Hey Nick, where can I find you? Free elements, what options, how do I support it? DungeonChannel.com, Discord, Drive-Thru-RPG. So the FAQ has a lot of information. At the end of the day, it's a matter of taste, but it doesn't each option doesn't actually say anything about the origins of it. But like I say, I know it's been around a long time. Automatic walls, automatic line of sight, Dungen, Patreon. How do I become a patron? Drive-Thru-RPG, DM's Guild. You can get stuff. Hey Nick, where can I find you? Twitter, Discord, Patreon. Popping over to his Patreon. You know, let me just pop this on here. Might as well look at this. It's going to be more interesting. So how are you this morning, Neutral Good Books? Good to see you. Dungeon Channel. It's creating a high-resolution dungeon generator. So Dungen is also connected to. Dungen is a dungeon generator available via web and Discord that will generate high-resolution dungeons ready to use in your favorite virtual tabletops in seconds. It is free for anyone to use, but joining me on the Patreon will give me a hand to maintain it and give you some amazing perks to further customize any generated dungeons to completely fit your plans for world dominant or your villain's lair. Yes, your villain's lair. Good sense of humor. $6.50 a month. That's not a bad hit for 185 patrons. Not a bad hit for an RPG Patreon. But like I said, they've been around quite a long time. And I was hoping they'd have more information here. Tabletops, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. No, No, nothing there. Doesn't say. Doesn't say. Talks about their Discord server. I'm surprised they don't mention how long they've been around. That I think would be I don't want to say a selling point. But just a badge of honor for them being around for a long time. And they have been. So if you click on dungeon.app, app/dungeon.com, or sorry, dungeon slash, you get to the dungeon generator, and then just out of the box, this is just their standard. It includes dynamic lighting settings for Roll20 built in, which is good. Generate. There's typical map. Standard. Fantasy. And of course, you can download these maps off of there. I don't want to do multi-level special rooms. We get a beta special rooms box. Let's see if they got any crazy special rooms. We'll hit it a couple of times. I'm not seeing anything too unusual there, but maybe there's a few things like this might be. Right, this is one of those where the floor is missing except in certain spots. You get a door there, opening there, door there, opening there, or door. Interesting. Ink Dweller 8, how you doing? Lex Fire, hey buddy. Oh no, what'd you do there? Well, thank you. I appreciate you. For the Hyper Slam. Look at that. That's an interesting little icon they have in the stream chat there. I'm not well versed in any of that. I really don't. I really don't do any of these extras that Twitch lets you do with the various. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of extra stuff to do. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I have the wherewithal to keep up with it all and understand it. I have enough trouble just understanding how to make sure my audio's working half the time, right? And even then, half the time it comes out kind of crappy. Anyway, so yeah, this screenshot over here, if I go back over to the full screen, we can check out. So that was Dungeon, right? So I've got a folder where I add generators all the time. Anytime I run across one, I just throw it in this folder. I've got some broken down. Names, adventures, characters, dungeons. Obviously, Dungeon should be in there because it is only dungeons, right? Let's see. Where's it at? Medieval English names. It's got to be way up here, no? Where did it go? I don't know. Every now and then I actually go to the trouble of trying to organize some of these and throwing them into various folders. Encounters, NPCs. Some of these date back pretty far. Morris's Tavern Creator. That's an EN World thing, huh? Towns. City Generator. Medieval Fantasy Generator. Boom. Some of these will probably be bad links. This one's good. Okay, there's one. watabou.itch.io/medieval-fantasy-city-generator. That actually looks pretty neat, huh? We could scroll down quite a bit. Oh, okay. You can change the size there. It's going to give you application generates a random medieval city. Layout of a requested size. The generation method is rather arbitrary. The goal is to produce nice looking maps, not an accurate model of a city. Maybe in the future, I'll use its code as a basis for some game, or maybe not. There you go. Here's some examples over here on the right. Different styles. Pretty nice, right? Let's see. A bunch of development related stuff. He does have a Patreon. That's worth noting. Talks about the log. Here's the development log, which talks about the various additions. 70 days ago, February this year, 2019. Goes back pretty far. View all posts. Let's go have a check. Let's have a quick look there. Bigsby Punch. What the hell? It's a good idea. That's a good one you can add. Yeah, okay. Oh, Bigsby Punch is the name of a name of a generator. Not seeing it. I don't know. Drop me a link in a PM, in a whisper rather. I'll check it out real quick. Let's see. So we're looking at some bunch of examples on the right, based off of the various editions. 2017, May 19, 2017. I was not going to start blogging, but since itch.io now has this nice devlog feature, it'd be a waste not to use it. Okay, so started off in May 2017. He's been at it about 3.5 years. And obviously, on a regular basis, has been updating this program, this generator. Which is always nice to see. Makes it a nice thing. Let's see, small. So there's a small village, right? I'm going to smallify this so I can get the full map on there. Medium. So this is in regard to population or number of buildings. Spelled in Big B's Punch. Okay. I think I might be missing something on that, guys. Tower, Elm Court, Dawn Road. Pretty nice. They throw in some Scribe song. It's Gate. Warp. All right, let's see what Warp does. I don't know what that's doing. Oh, it lets you warp the map. That's kind of weird. So you get to change the size of it or change some features of it. Obviously, that's something you want to use a little more judiciously than I'm doing here with this sort of extreme version in an effort to figure out what it does. So that just changes the walls, huh? I'm not changing anything in the... Well, maybe I am. Yeah, that adjusts the farmland too. All right, let's go back to... Let's just square up. Not sure how to turn that off, but you can always refresh the page, refresh the site. Options, export. Okay, so you can export your maps. That's the castle. High Brook, the house. Storm Ferry, because there's a river there. That's good. Meatgate. So there's all your butchers and whatnot outside. Let's do a small castle and town. Let's do a few small ones to see what sort of variety we see. Pretty cool. Not bad at all. All right, so that's Medieval Fantasy City Generator. 3.5 years. Does a nice job. Let's jump over. We're going to keep that page open. In fact, we should have kept Dungeon open. No? Yeah, I see. History. Oop, 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 oop. Bigsby Punch. Oh, sent me off on a... You know what? We can just do this. Agenda.app, right? Agenda.app. Oh, nope. See, it wanted to add an O in there on me. There we go. All right, we'll keep that off to the side, and we'll go to a third one. Generators. So these are pretty cool. Dave's Mapper. Here's another one. This one has all sorts of like dungeon tiles built into it in all various styles. I think there were a bunch of different, you see on the left here, Dyson logos. It has a whole bunch of different sources. And then it just lets you have a totally random dungeon tile style map. Some are doubles, some are four, some are just one. And it butts them all up against each other. And, boy, you can't get more random than that. davesmapper.com. I'll let other people explore that further because that is going to get you, that's going to be pretty intricate. Gazis.com. You've seen this one, no? Gazis has been around for a while. GOZZYS.com. And this is cave maps because he's got other stuff going on. Random dungeon maps. Let's go there. Random wilderness maps too. So here, we'll just do a quickie on the wilderness to see what that looks like. Interesting, huh? Random dungeon maps. Let's go there since we're kind of comparing. You see a lot of different options to click right out of the gate on that. But there you go. Excuse me. Yep, let's click that. It'll throw that on the bottom, so when you're using it, make another like this. Okay, download this map. All right. Make another like this. Now, obviously, these are really basic, very generic, because the settings right now are meant to be basic. So you get a feel for what the program's about. He had a crap ton of spells. Bigby, yeah, no doubt. Let's move on to another one here. Oh, you know what's cool? There's this new one. Newish. Scrawl. Dungeonscrawl.com. Old school maps in minutes. There's a Dyson style, huh? That's Kier at Probable Train. Style presets. Some familiar looking. Old school blue. Right? New user interface. Multi-page PDF export. So you can send it out as tiles. Easy virtual tabletop compatibility. So you can fix it up for, what's its name? Dynamic lighting and or fog of war. Image import, so you can drop other stuff within the map that you're creating. Variety of brushes and tools. layers, isometric, edit mode, that's pretty crazy. Fonts. So this is one you can check out, start scrolling. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Loads up. Takes a minute. Nice background. I like that font style too. Now it's going to give you an opening. It's going to talk about, you're going to want to read that for sure. It's kind of, it's the dev blog basically for it. Once you get on there, and I'm just going to do a couple of quick things to show you what's going on there, see? And then you can put another one right into it. And then there's all these tools over here, creating doors, so on and so forth. I'm not going to mess with all of that because I'm not very proficient with it, but enough to say it's all there. You can check it out. You can see the sort of thing that it comes up with. Let's go. Oh, there's Dungeon right there. You know what's down? Wizard Dawn. I tried checking those out this morning because, Lord love it, Wizard Dawn. Account suspended. That sucks, huh? Let's see here. I want to go over here. Very strange that is big list of generators. No, that was dead, I think. OSE gen. Old school essential generators. Alright. So he's getting a lot of buzz lately with old school essentials. Necrotic Gnome. He's got a generators page for NPCs by class. Spells, dungeons. Let's go there. Level 1. Number appearing. And this is encounter generators, rather. NPCs by class and level. Create. Gives a bit of a stat block for that NPC. So that's all pretty good, right? What else we got here? Town generator, Red Dragon Inn. Let's go check that out, see if it's still alive. Nope. Nothing there anymore. We're just going to get rid of that one. I'm hanging on to Wizard Dawn, though. I'm not going to... Oh, and you know what else you should look at? Is things like baby name websites. Think baby names. Thinkbabynames.com. Keep stuff like this on your bookmarked, because you're going to find all sorts of... click on Celtic. So it'll give me a bunch of Celtic names. Now these are all real world names, right? And that's all good. And then if we go back to home, let's do this. We'll do baby name meanings and origins. So big list, big hyphen list /1, Gaelic, German, Greek, Norse. Here we go. And a lot of these will wind up being on other lists and such. But if you're really interested in stuff that comes from real world origins and just doesn't have the feel of real world, sounds real world but isn't, but you really want it to be real world origins, then yeah, then go to these true sites, I should call them. Maybe I shouldn't call them that. I mean, they're all good sites, right? Anything that gives you, let's see, Marnock.com. Here we go. It's a adventure generator. Marnock.com/content/_adventure/adventure.php. There's a home work in progress. Forget that. We'll go back. Create new. Horror theme adventure. It's got a in bold. It gives you a summary of what you're going to be looking at, and then it gives a little more detail. Hook, legend and rumor. A nearby place is known to be extremely dangerous, but there are legends of a great reward to be found there. Kind of generic. Some of these things are going to be a little more detailed than others. Character is bound under a pendulum blade, which swings closer and closer and eventually slices the character in two. Let's go back. Hook, old friend. Friend is killed. Clues lead to into main plot. Okay. So just give you some direction. I think there's more detail when you get down here. Major villain, interfering deity. Okay. Minor villain, inquisitor. Minor villain, lovable rogue. Ally, neutral patron, talkative barkeep. NPC encounter, rival group. Monster, king beast. Alright. King of the Lions, for instance. King of the Bears, something like that. So that's interesting. I mean, there's a lot of generic sort of descriptions in here, but that's not a bad thing. That gives you a bunch of springboards, right? Lets you opens up your imagination. Generators. And here we go. Inns of the Empire. What is this? Another caffeinated day. D100 cups of coffee. All right. Nerdery. Categories. I'm not sure. Tim, a caffeinated Gregnard. Oops, that's a email address. We don't need to email him. D10, what is this thing? All right, so these are all yeah, I must have saved a blog that had a generator on it, but it looked like when that page came up blank, that generator was gone. I'll check that out in more detail later. I don't need to be searching it while we're... Classic, They Fight Crime. If you're familiar with Paul Makepeace's They Fight Crime generator, it gives you two individuals and then caps it off with They Fight Crime. This is kind of fun. He's a shy, disheveled barbarian on the edge. She's an orphan tomboy cab driver living on borrowed time. They fight crime. Refresh it. He's an immortal playboy paramedic with a secret. She's a chain-smoking paranoid magician's assistant who inherited a spooky stately manner from her late maiden aunt. They fight crime. So he's just been adding. This is old. This has been around since the early 2000s, at least. He's a globe-trotting, devious vagrant from the Mississippi Delta. She's a green-fingered, out-of-work journalist looking for love in all the wrong places. They fight crime. So, yeah, definitely paulm.com, toys, They Fight Crime. If you just do a Google search for They Fight Crime, this should come up, probably tops. Yep, theyfightcrime.org. Okay, so here it is on its own, off of his website. He's a fast-talking, drug-addicted photographer on the wrong side of the law. She's a trans-dimensional, paranoid stripper living homeless in New York's sewers. They fight crime. There you go. So theyfightcrime.org. Check that out someday. That's a fun one to mess with. Don John. Don John's been around a long time, too. And here is just a whole pile of... So this defies throwing it in a folder because there is so many different... And sometimes, look at this, categorized by system. Microlight 20, D20 Fantasy, AD&D Random Generator. We'll go over to that one real quick. What? Traps? Alright. AD&D random generator. We want magic items. Now let's go back to traps. Spear trap, 1d8 damage. Lightning trap. So if you just want randomized traps, that's level 1. Let's go to level 10 and see what they throw at us. Flooding room trap. Poison gas trap. Sleep gas. Pit, 10 foot, 1d6 damage. Pretty simple. Teleporter trap, teleporter trap. So, randomness is going to get you repeats. Falling block, 66 damage. Yeah, that's a crusher. That'll crush the shit out. Anyway. Alrighty. Well, I'll tell you what. That was pretty cool. We've gone through a lot of that stuff there. I'll try to snag some of the links and put them in the show notes for later, right? But that is to say, world building. Don't forget, look to be submitting your Gamehole Con event submissions pretty soon. Scheduling tomorrow. Campaign discussion. GM tips on Thursday. Building adventures on Friday. GM reviews on Saturday. Rules retrospective on Sunday. We'll be looking at the Druid. I know that one. Weekly news and announcements next Monday, and back around to cartography and world building on Tuesday. Maybe every couple of weeks I should do one of those generator look-sees, because I have got literally hundreds of links. And give me an opportunity to refresh my memory on what I've picked up over the years and cull some of the dead links too. I want to thank you very much if you're following the channel. I appreciate it, and if you are following the channel, make sure I know you're not a bot by chiming in on the stream chat. We add people to a list every week, and then at the end of the week we pull a name out of the people we know aren't bots and just randomly gift somebody something. We've been doing virtual Gamehole Con badges. Mike won last week, Skull and Pants. And hopefully, I think we've got 11 people already going from this. So if you're going to virtual Gamehole Con, it'll be a blast. We'll have a lot of fun. If you're catching up with this on YouTube, thank you very much. Be sure to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Maybe make a constructive criticism comment down in the comment section. We all know that comment sections of a lot of YouTube channels can be cesspools, but I don't get that many comments, so I'm sure the ones that I do get will be constructive. If not, if they're trolly, every now and then I have to delete a spammy thing from someone, but other than that, we're not that busy, so make a comment. I'm sure I'll see it. Thank you very much, everybody. You all have a great day. I will see you tomorrow or sometime soon, 9:30 a.m. Central from beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Bye-bye.